Thanks for watching. This is the Be Better Golf Artificial Intelligence Special. So recently, there's been some really cool technology to come out for golf. And in the past, golf technology has all been about kind of like historical analysis, basically. Like you hit a shot and it shows you what you did, or like it gives you like numbers or something. But there's two things that come out technology-wise recently that were really cool for people that are trying to get better at golf, because I think they really help you in a way that's interesting. Because when you go to a coach for a lesson, you always have that little bit of doubt in your mind, regardless of how much you respect the coach or anything else. You have that doubt in your mind about, well, that could be just this guy's opinion. When a computer is telling you something, you start to think like, all right, well, the computer is going to be maybe a little less biased, or it doesn't really care. It's just going to like put out numbers. So even though somebody's got to program that computer, so they're going to have a bias of what they think you should do. So the two things that one of them works on just like your body positions and what your body's doing, and it gives that a rating and helps you with it. And then the other one that I tried just looks at what the club's doing through impact and helps you with that. So the first thing that we're going to look at here is on this app on the iPhone, there's an app called 18 Birdies, and I have no affiliation with this company at all, nothing to do with them, but somebody I know is developing a golf app. And I was like, oh, well, I was looking around at golf apps, and this one with the wireframe on the body looked really interesting. So basically what it does is it puts a wireframe over. It can kind of tell where your shoulders are, where your elbows and wrists are, your knees, your hips, your head, everything. And basically what it's looking at in this wireframe is it looks in a down the line view or face on view, like this or like this. And it measures you in a few different parameters. The things that I've seen that it really likes to see is a very steady spine angle. From down the line would be like that, and from face on would be like that. It really wants to see a pretty rock steady spine angle. And then it also looks at tempo and hip rotation through the ball. It actually has, it's a rich app. And the first thing that I did with it was I just did an air swing. And this was really interesting to me, because for a long time I had told a lot of golf teachers that hey, my air swing is so good, but my swing to a golf ball, when I'm actually hitting a golf ball, a lot of problems pop up. And a lot of teachers told me, they're like, oh, well, if you actually hit a ball with that air swing, it would be so far to the right, or it would be so inconsistent, it would be so bad. But the app showed me when I made an air swing with no club, I got like a 9.9 or something, like basically like exactly like perfect. You can't do better than a 9.9 in this app, I'm almost positive. Then when I had the club in my hand and I made an air swing, but I was actually on a mat making a full swing, it gave me like a high score too, like in the I think like high 8s or something like that. And then when I actually hit a ball, I'd be in like the low 8s or something like that. So I work with this app a lot, and I'm going to show you, we're going to do a voiceover and I'll show you as I'm training with it. But the thing I really like about it is that it works well for what my problem is. I don't know if it will work well for you, whatever your problem is, but for me, it worked well for what my problem is standing up in the backswing. It almost every time I get something wrong on the app, it says spine angle or hip movement in backswing. So basically, I'm standing up like this, and it'll show like a red line that'll get crossed like this. So it'll start green right here, and then it'll say, nope, you raised up like that, or you tucked your hips like that. Or it'll say butt movement in backswing. So basically, but it all is connected in like spine movement and backswing. That's like the number one thing. And if I can nail that, like a lot of good things start happening. And I notice like, man, I hit the ball, when I'm using this app, I start hitting the ball a lot better. I think the best way to see it is to show it in action. So here it is. So that's the app, and I have it synced up in a screen recording so you can see it at the same time, and we're going to go through the training of it. So I got the app recording now. So the first thing you do is you record your swing. So you want like a fairly decent swing that seems anyway representative of what you usually do. So I've been working with this app for about a month now, and I know once this app turns on, like, I've got to have my spine angle be real steady. And you'll see, if you look at the top of my head, how much that affects how much I stand up. in my backswing. So that one was the first ball I hit that day, so I wanted to hit. It was not that great. I felt like that wasn't a good representation of it. You want to hit a good one so you feel like, okay, there's no excuse. You don't want to hit a bad one and be like, yeah, well, that was a bad one. Even though I've noticed that the good ones and the bad ones, they come through with about the same score. You do kind of what you do normally. All right, that one was a lot better. So I put the club down. So the first thing you do is trim, and so it's going to upload this video to their cloud, and then their computer, wherever it is going to analyze it and then send it back to you. It's not like happening inside the app. They're doing it. And the first thing I notice is that my best swings are at the shortest possible trim length. So basically, all my best swings happen less than like a second and a half. That kind of goes to the tempo stuff that we've done on the channel. So that's it. So it uploaded it to the cloud, and now we're going to click View Swing Analysis and see what it says. All right, so I got a 9.0, and it wants me to work on adjusting my spine angle, just as I said. So if you hit the play button, it'll show you in relation to the pro, and to try to give you a good idea of what you're doing wrong. The other thing is too that it does make your practice a whole lot more deliberate. You know that this thing is watching, you want to get a good score, and it forces you to take some time and put some thought in between your shots. All right, so it's figured out my swing, and now it's going to show me my swing compared to this pro. So you can see how my hips are starting to get a little closer to the golf ball, and my spine is starting to straighten up. It gave me a good score, a 9.0, but not perfect. So then it goes to your personal drill plan. So it's going to give you 3 different drills, usually 2 things that you can do at home and 1 thing for you to do on the range. I've done some of those things. They're pretty good. They're definitely good for things that you can do at home, but there's really no substitute for getting yourself to the course. All right, so now I'm going to try another one. And this is really where I think it makes this good feedback loop, where it's just like taking a golf lesson. You try to do something, you get some feedback, you can see it, and then you try to improve it. So I'm trying to swing where I feel like my hips don't come away from this invisible wall behind me. I'm really kind of staying on it. So take the shot, I trim it down. Like I said, I can tell if it's a good one, then it's going to be under a second long. It's going to be just about exactly a second long, the entire swing, from backswing to finish. So once you have it selected, you hit next, and that immediately starts uploading it to the cloud. It tracks amazingly. It really does stick on your shoulders and your hips. It knows what a golfer looks like, and all right, so this is a first for me, actually. That was a 9.9. First time I had ever hit a ball and gotten a 9.9 out of 10. So that and $5, and I can get a coffee at Starbucks. No, but seriously, if you get a really high score on this, basically the last thing it'll start to show you is tempo. For me anyway. It might be different for somebody else. So they're showing me my tempo versus this pro's tempo. So they're basically saying my backswing has to be completed faster, which is kind of what I saw with making those edits so short. Like if the swing happens in 1 second. So comparing that to the first swing I made, that was a 9.0 today. Let's check out the difference. You'll see that line on my spine stays green the entire time through the whole swing, and that's why it liked it so much. This thing really likes to see that steady spine angle that you see in a lot of the pros. And I've been using this for a month, and I gotta say, it's been helping. All right, another swing I wanted to share with you, because I don't think I would have thought of this on my own or would have ever done it, but my son was using the app, and he was having a fun time just trying to do the worst possible swing he could do, because he just wanted to see what the lowest score he could get was. And I think this one was like a 2.0 or something like that, which might not be that bad of a way to use it if reading some of the research and stuff. And the other thing to think about with this app is, even though what's perfect for the app might not be what's perfect for you. This is last year when Tiger Woods won the Masters in 2019. So this swing actually got, I think, like a 7.6 or like a 7.8 or something, because of the famous dip that Tiger does. So just keep that in mind when you're using it. It'll help you, but you don't have to be super strict to it. It doesn't mean that it's a magic bullet or anything like that, because you have to be able to do it on the course. But I got to think, like, if I can keep training with this thing and use it in a smart way, meaning like not too much, not too little, I can really start to see some solid improvement. The one thing I wish it did, and maybe they're working on it, maybe not, but I think it would be difficult to do, is the one thing I wish it did is have some kind of tracking for the club itself. Because I have a tendency to go under with the club and stuff. I wish it could track on the club itself. The thing that I didn't know that is not explained very well is you can capture videos on the app in slow motion as well. If you go over and you say slow-mo, you can do it in slow motion and it'll give you a little bit more accurate reading of what's going on. The app has all this other functionality as far as like you can book tee times on it, you can do rangefinder stuff with it. It's got a bunch of stuff. I don't use any of it. But I use that swing analysis tool like all the time. I have a really good tripod that I got from Live View Golf. I'll put a link in the description below. But I have a really good tripod and phone holder that fits in my golf bag. I think having a tripod with you all the time is crucial, because like you'll think like, oh, and I'll remember to bring it. You won't remember it. But if it's in your bag, you'll actually end up using it more. I mean, I wouldn't like take 1,000 swings again and again. You can do it as much as you want. I wouldn't take 1,000 swings again and again with it and always be measuring yourself, testing yourself. You got to do some training in between, and you got to be able to do it without, feel what you're doing without using the app. But I really like it. Afterwards, they will give you some drills to do at home. They'll give you like 2 drills that you can do at home. Then also they'll give you some things to do on the range. Those were okay. The videos are super well produced, and the coaches on there are good. They communicate the lessons really well. But basically, you just have to figure it out yourself. Like, all right, this is what you're doing. Like, okay, so you got to figure out how to fix that. And what I like is that they give you things that you can do like 2 minutes a day or 3 minutes a day to get better. So that's the 18 Birdies app. I mean, I give it for an app. It's free for the first 30 days or something like that. So I'm still within my first 30 days. So I would say try it out, because I do like using it. I was going to do both of the AI things in this video, but that one took so long that I think I'm going to make it into another video. Plus, the next thing is super cool as well. It's the Trackman AI. So I went to Nueroforce Golf in Culver City and got to use the Trackman AI, where it does a really interesting analysis and then a focused practice mode, basically just looking at the club only. So the swing analysis in 18 Birdies is looking at your body only, and then the Trackman AI is looking at the club only. And I really found an interesting intersection between these two different apps in getting better. So I think you're definitely going to want to see the next video. So subscribe to Be Better Golf, and I'll show you at Nueroforce Golf up in Culver City me using Trackman AI. It was really cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon. Bye.